Hello and welcome back to Seaopolis 2, what should be episode 17, and let's go off what I've done off camera because I've done quite a bit again. I moved the fusion pedestal and fusion altar setup from over here to onto the grass. I got rid of the latex processing setup that we had just here. I've expanded the number of hopper botany pots that we've got. Some of these have got dirt in already, just some extras I've got left. I've added some extra ones. I've added, let's see, emerald, diamond. This one is lumium. Then I added electrum, signalum and invar seeds to the collection, and they've got a drawer up here. They go into a four-way drawer. This one, which has the max upgrades in, doesn't have a void one on the end at the moment. I've added an extra crafter in. I needed the extra one because this lot filled up that one, so we're starting a new one with the lumium ingots. I don't believe I've done anything around here. Oh, I did process some more stuff into creative waste. We have finally got rid of the structured crafter for the skulking transformation powder. You can see there's 88,000 transformation powder still to process through dunking it in the improved organic fluid, but the structured crafter itself has gone, and so has the setup for the echo shard nuggets. I've added some upgrades in here, just one upgrade in each one, so this process might as well carry on. It's not doing anything else at the moment, but I haven't changed this in any way. I have made an extra PRC and the rotary condensator that we need to carry on this process. I have been processing substrate offline. See there's 22,000 in, and there is 2.2 million millibuckets of ethylene and 1.6 million millibuckets of oxygen in those tanks, and this is currently stopped. I've been processing the cactus as well as the kelp. Let's see, I haven't done anything with the big reactor. Oh, I did do something with the big reactor. I put in the top blocks. Didn't put the rod caps in yet. We're going to be doing that shortly, but I did put in the actual tops. I've added a new platform way over there, and rather than run up and down this and waste time, I created a mechanism teleport frame which is linked to this one over here, and this is the new area. And what I'm going to be doing over here is processing anything with radiation. Why so far away? Well, that's because radiation has a 5-chunk radius, so this basically is out of the way of my main base, so we can just run back through there, and that brings us back. So that's just a shortcut way of getting from A to B, really. I couldn't quite get it to go the other way around, which would have been nice, but no matter how many times I tried to turn this block around or redo the teleporter, it would always be pointing that way. So not quite sure why that is, but it is what it is. And I think that pretty much catches up with everything that I did off camera. It's just a lot of AFKing, basically. We should now have enough material to finish our big reactor, and that's what we're going to do first. There are 61 rods that are going to be in this setup, and it's 13 high, and 61 times 13 is 793. So we actually need 793 fuel rods. 792 because I made one. So that's quite a lot, as you can see there. I also made the exchanging gadget, which is similar to the building gadget, and yes, I did finally find in editing last episode that I already had the building gadget. And there's the 792 necessary rods. And let me just place one down and use the exchanging gadget on it. Shift and right click. and then I'll pick it back up again. And we should be able to exchange all these sand blocks for them. Oh, well, most of them. It's obviously out of range. We'll do it again. And again. Oh, they're not connected. Never mind. And then we just need to get rid of the torches. I'll tell you about this food that I've got on my hand in a minute as well, after we've done this. It's from a great mod called Culinary Construct. Now we should, in theory, be able to use the... that's not the building gadget, that's the building gadget. The building gadgets to build these up. In fact, might be better off with the wand, maybe? No, the wand isn't going to place them. Let's see whether I can get the building gadget to work. It's got me an easy way of placing all these fuel rods rather than by hand. You think one of the gadgets would. I would have thought the Infinity one would have. But it doesn't want to play ball with these at all. So I'm guessing we're going to have to do this the other way, and that is to go up to the roof and use the build to me. So what I'm going to do is right in this corner here, let me build a column. Does that work? That worked. We build a column of wool. Let's knock that one and that one out so I can get a better view, and then go back up a couple. Can I see that far corner? I can. Now I need to change this to a rod. And then we'll just have a look and see if that built up to the right height or not. It did. Right, so in theory should be able to do all these. Now filling the holes in between should be relatively easy. I can do that with the builder's gadget as well. Just using the build to me command at a later date. Do this carefully, but don't forget there is an undo function should you mess it up. And there we have it. I've got one left. Does that mean there is one missing somewhere? That's gone. Ah, there it is. Okay, that explains that. Right, so if I now take... I know there's no what we call reactors in here, but that, in theory, should have... Oh, we need the caps, don't we? The 61 blocks on the top. So let's make those and put those on. Please. So we've got one already made. The reason I've made one of these is to clear the quest books. You'll see the quests are waiting to be collected. So we need 61 of these. I've already got one, so we just need 60. And we can make those as well. And it should be relatively painless to just run around, put these in. Did that form? I think it did. Yes, so that's now formed. And we have a reactor. We need to change one of these to an output. Which way around shall we have it? Let's have this one as the output. So that's the outlet mode, which ejects the waste, and the other one is the inlet mode, which is the uranium. And this will store, what was that, 59 million Fe. So let's grab some uranium. We can grab it through our RS system. Now it's going to take quite a lot to fill this up because it's a big reactor. Can we actually put this in this slot? Yes, we can. Wow, and you can see how much that filled it up. So I'm not sure we've got enough uranium to actually fill this to the top. I wonder if it takes blocks. Let's make blocks. I'll just make a stack and see whether it takes the blocks first. Is this... Oh, this is mechanism, so it may not allow these. Oh, it does. Right, okay. That's all our uranium. Oh, right, okay, so we need to increase our uranium seeds in our mystical agricultural setup because this is literally going to eat it. But for now, we can turn it on to see how much power we generate. Remember, there is no moderator blocks, it's just empty air. So this is not going to be efficient, but it will do for our first try. And that's currently at 2.7 million Fe. So we're at 3 million Fe. The fuel burn-up rate is ridiculous. That's simply because we've got no blocks in between. Yeah, so that's nuts. This is going to drop like no tomorrow. So what did we end up at? Almost 3.5 million Fe. So we'll turn that off because we don't want to waste the fuel. So that's 3.5 million without any blocks in. Now I don't have enough Enderium to do all this with Enderium, but looking at the code for Extreme Reactors, Enderium, Netherite, Emerald and Diamond are all very, very roughly the same. So let's have a look and see how many blocks we can make of Enderium, seeing as we don't need this for anything else now. And that's out of all of it. We'll not use all of the Enderium. Somehow managed to create a nugget. So that's quite a lot of blocks there. So we shall start around the middle and then work our way outwards. So let's see, is this the middle one? So let's put that torch on this middle one here. Yeah, well, it definitely looks like the middle. Now if I lose these blocks down the bottom like that, I'm going to have to jump in and get them back. So if I do that, then I can place the blocks in like this. Now if I can catch the block, which it doesn't seem like we're going to be able to. Oh, well, that's crap. Wow, this is tough to break. Right, just get rid of that. We have journey map and the other map. Right, so we've done that one. So let's do this one next, and I can really do with picking this block up. I don't know where it's going to push the block if I don't go down and get it. Oh, well, that gave me the block back, so maybe I don't have to actually jump in. That gave me the block back from the bottom. So there, the initial... Oh, no, it didn't. Yes, it did. Just popped up in my inventory. So that's the initial 4 around the middle. So we'll then work our way outwards, and I'll probably come back to you after I've done as much as I can with this, because it's going to take a while. Well, that went a lot further than what I thought it would do. A lot further indeed. Now, these blocks are quite hard, and this thing that I'm breaking them with, this diamond paxel, is not really up to the task. So I am going to make the mechanism atomic disassembler, because I think that should rip these apart, and I think I've got all the necessary bits already to make this. Yeah, I do indeed. So we shall retire the Paxel. You served me well. And we shall charge up the atomic disassembler. Shouldn't take long in this Tinker's workbench. And if we shift, what's it, shift and mouse wheel, we can set this to different modes. You can see it just there at the bottom, just above my health. So we've got off, normal, slow, fast. So fast should mine these blocks a lot quicker. Oh yeah, much quicker. And if we put these blocks on top, it should make it easier to get the blocks out. They should just pop up. Now, I'm aware some of these blocks that I have in my hand that I'm placing now, the casings are inside the reactor. The ones on the edges, like these, got pushed out that way. They didn't actually come up. So I'm going to be a few short. I'll have to nip down and get those in a minute. I've took that out as well. You have to be careful with the atomic disassembler in fast mode. It's a bit fast mining certain blocks, and it becomes uncontrollable. That's interesting. So 8 short. So where did those eight go? I only presume they're on the inside. I do have some more, so it's not a big deal. It's just the reactor might not form. Oh, in fact, I don't have any more. I have one more. Let's just make 10 probably will do it. Did I choose the wrong thing then? Right, and that should give us enough Enderium blocks that we can do the entire middle. So I think that's the entire middle section done in Enderium. Now I'm hoping I haven't got a mixture of basic and reinforced cases on here. I'm a bit wary about how we've got some missing. Don't appear to be. Let's form the multi-block and see what it says. No, it formed. It formed, so it should be okay. Right, so there's no point firing it back up again because we've got like 60 million FE in here, and there's absolutely nowhere to store it at the minute. So that would be a rather bad thing to do. Now, we don't have enough Enderium blocks to complete the outer casing, the outer side, this. So we're going to use probably diamond or emerald for those. But let me just quickly tell you about the culinary construct. So culinary construct is the mod. The culinary station, I believe, is the only thing in the mod. Oh no, there's two recipes, but these are nether star sandwiches and bowls that it adds. And what you do with this, in this first slot here, you put either a bowl or bread, and then any random amount of food, cooked or raw, but cooked is preferred, and it actually makes a sandwich from it. And you can even name these sandwiches. So for instance, this one we can call, what we got, chorus fish. We'll call it chorus fish cake, and then you can take that out of there. You can see the stats on the food day. You see that it's got 5 hunger, and then what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, almost 10 saturation. Not always more is better. So if I split this stack and make it 2, it alters the sandwich. But you see there it's dropped from 5 to 4.5, and the saturation is less. So when you're making your foods up, just pay attention to the amount of hunger and saturation. And yeah, it's a great mod for making food. There are no pre-built recipes in. You can literally put anything so long as it can be eaten in there, and it will make a meal from it. So let's have a look. Do we have more diamond or do we have more emeralds? We have more diamonds. Let's see that. So that is 13. So that is 13 as well, isn't it? So that'll be 13 times 26. We'll do this side and the far side, and then it would be 11 and 22. Can't do that in my head. Just a minute while I just consult my calculator. Okay, so it worked out at 624 blocks. Now, if that's right, that's fine. If not, then I suck at maths, which, yeah. So that's almost 10 stacks, isn't it? It's just short of 10 stacks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, let's see whether this works out right or not. Could actually do this from the bottom. Let me put one down first, and then we can just do build to me. And then we just need to work our way along like so. Oh. Yeah, I'm not sure I want to do the front, but that might affect the stats a little bit. It would be nice to see the amount of fuel in the rods. So we'll leave it for now. That is about as good as we can do, apart from completing. Oops, fell in the water. Apart from doing the front, but like I said, it's nice to see how much fuel is in these rods. So we'll keep with that, and my maths absolutely did suck. Oh, mind you, we didn't do the front, did we? So yeah, my maths is not that bad. We'll break the Enderium down again, back into ingots. Right, oh, my slip charm come out, didn't it? And probably my boots as well. Yeah, the boots, because I died when I fell down. It's raining again. Of course it is. Right, then so that's our big reactor completed. Let's just quickly fire it up and see the stats on it this time. So we've surpassed our previous RF take, I believe. I'll have to look back at the video and just see whether that's right or not. We're currently at 5.4 million FE take. Fuel burn-up rate is just as high as it was before. Right, let's collect the quests that we've got waiting for us. So all I did was make the basic casings, and then just pick up all these blocks that we'd already made in the last episode, just so I can just collect the B-books really, because there's not much else in the rewards on this, just in case it needs something along this lines to unlock the next sort of chapters or whatever. We are working on the HDPE sheets just here, so we're now going to convert this substrate into HDPE pellets. That's our next task. Just do a quick inventory tidy. Right, so to get substrate to HDPE pellets, we need to do this top one here. So we need liquid ethylene and oxygen in a pressurized reaction chamber, and one substrate equals one HDPE pellet. Also worth noting that there's no liquid output from this, so there's nothing to try and get rid of. Now we have 22,000 substrate. I'm not sure how much of this oxygen and ethylene this is going to convert, but we shall try it out anyway. So this is our PRC, but now that's the oxygen. The first thing we need to do is to take this ethylene here. Oh, shit. Right, let me just turn that to slow and not fast, otherwise I'm going to end up breaking everything. Good job there was nothing in that PRC that we needed. Interesting that has carried on. Or maybe it was working before. Anyway, we need to put the ethylene in this rotary condensator here. Now, I don't think it pulls in on its own. I think you have to actually feed it in. So you can eject it out, but you can't eject it in, if you're with me. So let's see which way around this is. It's going to output that, yeah, so we need input this side. We should be able to do this with... Does this have sides as well? It does. Side config. So if we output there and eject on, yeah, that's actually pushing into the machine now and making liquid ethylene. And that should hopefully, yeah, be going straight into the PRC. That's what I was hoping it would do. So to recap with that, on the chemical tank, go on the side input, select the output side and make sure the eject on is selected. So no pipes required for that process. This only uses 20 FE a tick, this process, so it's not a, you know, a mammoth sort of power hog. Which side? This PRC doesn't appear to have sides, so we should in theory be able to put the other tank. What do I do with it? Oh, this tank. Can we set the bottom as an output? Will that push in? It does push in. Right, okay. So that's the liquid ethylene and oxygen. All we need to do now is put substrate in, and that should create the HDPE pellets. And there we are. So no pipes required. That will continue to push into there. The only thing that we really need to do is this electronic separator. No, sorry, not that. This PRC here needs a way of pushing this ethylene over here into this tank. So let me just grab, have we got any pressurized tubes somewhere? We have. Will this pull out the front? It does. Right, you can see there it says on the tooltip at the top that it's got ethylene in it. So now I've got to be careful, don't want to join up with that. We need the ethylene in this tank here, or into the rotary condensator. So let's have a look. If we go, so if we go up, we're going to have to cross that tank, but we could go up 2, I suppose, and down. Yeah, that works. So if we go up another one, and what on earth have I done there? Oh, right, okay. Damn. So if we go up 2, then we can come across. I'm going to not have enough pipes. I am going to have enough pipes. There we are. That empties that completely, and I can steal that one back. Right, so what that basically means now is the ethylene out of here comes straight out that pipe, straight over here into this chemical tank, and then goes through that process and converts. And all we need to do now is get our substrate in here from that. Oh, we could use a laser node. Use our laser I/O, can't we? Yeah, that would be much easier. We don't have to mess around with channels or anything. We can just pop that on there. Now I'm facing east, so on the east side here, we just need an extract. Set that to 8. And while I'm going down and underneath, I'll select that. Now I need to find the block that is underneath this. So that's there. And we can put another laser node in there. And in the top here, we want the insert. And then all we have to do is link the two together. And then we need to configure the machines. So, oh, it's actually going in. Right, so don't need to configure the machine. It's probably already set. Yeah, it's already set. So that sorts out a direct connection between that. Because neither of these nodes are on our node network, we don't have to worry about wrong stuff going in anywhere else. They're just a straightforward connection from one to the other. So there we have it. What we do need now, though, is an output from this, and we can do that straight into a drawer just here. Now we are going to craft the HDPE pellets. So we go on the pressurized reaction chamber into side config. The output is set, but the eject is off. So we simply click that so the eject is on, and then the HDPE pellets come straight out and into the straw. It's lovely. Fully automated that system setup. The only bit that wasn't automated was this section here. There's still 3,700 biofuel in there, but we've gotten almost 23,000 substrate, so if that's not enough, then yeah. So this has to process. We're going to leave that running, and we're going to talk about the, let's just complete these quests, shall we? We can do that now. There's over a stack in there already. So that's that step. And then all we do to get the HDPE sheets is simply craft them in a ring like so. And then that chapter is complete. And then we move on to antimatter. There are 2 steps here. The Isotopic Centrifuge creates plutoniums, and a solar neutron activator creates the polonium. We need both of these to be able to get the SPS casing. So as you can see there, polonium and the plutonium, along with the HDPE sheets that we've just made. So that's the next step that we need to do. We'll start with the Isotopic Centrifuge. See whether we can make this or not. I'm not sure we've got the stuff or what it takes. We don't have the ultimate control circuits, but we can just craft these up probably. Do we have everything else? Probably just need the gas tank or chemical tank. I keep calling it gas, chemical gas. Similar, kind of, almost. So there's the Isotopic Centrifuge. So let's just plonk that down anywhere and have a look at the recipes that it has. Right, so this is where the nuclear waste comes in. Now the nuclear waste, as you can see there, has radioactivity, and so does the plutonium. And it will not decay inside a radioactive waste barrel. So it looks like plutonium will decay. So let's just have a look at the waste barrel. Is that this? Yes, that's this. Oh, that's pretty straightforward. That's just lead and steel. So we'll probably need a couple of these. So in fact, we'll probably need let's see, radioactive waste, plutonium and polonium, so we'll need 3. Now, do these upgrade to a bigger capacity? No, they don't. A barrel that can be used to safely store radioactive waste. Warning, breaking this barrel will release contents into the atmosphere. Right, so we don't want to break them. What I did do off camera, and I didn't show you earlier, I forgot, is I set up laser IO to go all the way onto that platform, the new platform that we've got set up. And I've also got power hooked up to laser IO as well. I'll show you how I did that. All we have here is the energy pipe going into that side with an energy card on the extract. So it's extracting the energy into the laser node, and then you insert it into your machines. See how we're doing for power. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. So with these extra machines running on here, we may need to switch the big reactor on at some point. I'm not sure how much power this uses. It could be a lot, it might not be, until it's actually... Well, that says 32,000 FE/tick, so if that's right, we definitely need to turn that on. The thing is, we've got no storage for the energy, and this is going to make it very quick at millions per tick. They used to have on the old Extreme Reactors a way of shutting this off after like 75% power. I think that was a 1.12 version of Extreme Reactors. You can, I think, do this with the redstone tap, but it was an actual feature of the reactor, so it's a shame that's not on there anymore. I certainly don't see it on here. I'm going to have to keep an eye on our fuel status as well. Yeah, see, that's 59 million, so in theory... in theory, that is a store in itself. So we need to get the power out of here. The easiest way to do that for now, because we don't have any other cables, is to go straight into a laser node. Now, when we get our SPS machine up, laser nodes are not going to cut it. They're not going to transfer enough, so we'll have to move to the mechanism, probably ultimate cables. But for the time being, let's just create another energy card. And we'll put it on the same channel as this one, because there's no reason why not to. That's on white. And it's going to be the opposite of this, so it's on the south side. And we want to extract and set that up to... Oh, we need the overclockers in, don't we? Yeah. Don't think you can stack more than 3. of these card overclockers or node overclockers. Let me just take 4 and try 4, but I think they only stack to 3. Oh, maybe they don't. So it's the actual card overclockers that we need to set the ratio up, not the node overclockers, the card ones. Let's just take 10 and see whether it pushes past that 32,000 limit. Right, so the maximum is 4. And so the maximum is actually 100,000 RF tick. With 4 card overclockers. That seems an extreme amount for one extra card. Right, let's put this one on the network, and that should help us, our poor little engines, go a little bit faster. Have we got one close enough? Is this close enough? No, of course it isn't. Oh, we have one left. So let's pop this. Used to be... Well, it used to be with... Oh, there's one here. That's still not close enough, so we can pop that one just there. That should hook up that, and then we can connect that one to that one, and that should now be pushing energy into our system on anything that's actually pulling it out. And what have we got pulling it out? It's just these teleporters at the minute. They store 2 million FE, so it's just those. Now these should hopefully fill up. What I am going to do is pull this one off, disconnect this one so these engines can concentrate on those machines. So now these teleporters are just basically connected to the big reactor. That's probably not going to help these machines at all, because I think they're dragging quite a lot of power off. As long as we've got 1 or 2 engines with a bit of power in, we should be creating a plus. So we've only got 1, currently that one. I'll keep an eye on that. But that disconnected that node. So this thing needs to go up there because it gives off radiation. Now we have our, if we look at our F3 plus G, this is 1 chunk, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the teleporter. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 just past the teleporter. So anything in this chunk here means that we're 1 chunk this way closer to me than that teleporter over there, so that's fine. Now I did say that we put a laser IO node system underneath, so that there is already one set for all the node things. We do need to get the waste over here, and we do need to convert that first. So this thing takes liquid nuclear waste, which is the creative waste in a chemical oxidizer. I did make that chemical oxidizer, actually, come to think of it. Did it get used here? It didn't, so it must be in a chest. There we are. We're going to need the creative waste. Let's just turn the grid off. Now we are going to need a lot more of this creative waste, but how much I am not entirely sure. Now this creative waste on its own does not give off radiation, so that's not an issue in that form, but as soon as we turn it into liquid form it will. The creative waste would indicate that it's a fluid, not a chemical. Do you think? Is it chemical or is it a... I wouldn't call it a gas. Let's try the fluid pipes and see how we get on with those. So we're going to do that in this corner. Let's just make sure that we are indeed across that chunk line, so it's anything to the left of that lamp. So the first thing we need down is the chemical oxidizer. And we need to put into here the creative waste, but let's first of all hook up the power. We'll put the nodes on top. Where are we? Node. And then in the down section here, we just need a energy card that inserts. And then we can just connect that up to the network. Oh, there isn't one in this corner. Well, that's odds law, isn't it? It's not going to reach all the way over here. No. Let me just quickly go back and get some more. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 will do. And we'll connect that to that one. What? Have I gone offline? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh. Well, that's weird. I thought it worked diagonally. I've done these diagonally before, so I'll have to pull it in a... Just pull it in one. Did that get... no, it's not destroyed. It's there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's try there then. Oh, that works. A bit bizarre that it did that. And that should give it power, hopefully. No. Is that the right way round? That's hard to tell whether that's going in or coming out, to be honest. It's just a flashy line, so down. I'm sure you insert like that. What have I done wrong? There should be one under here which is working. So insert. Channel 0, insert.
2 hours later.
Okay, so after a lot of messing about, I think I finally figured it out. What it was is I basically went down and relinked all these, and there's one roundabout here somewhere. When I tried to unlink it, it didn't unlink. So when I relinked it again, all the power then came through. So it was just a visual bug with the linking of these nodes. This is now getting power and it's now working. I did have to use pressurized tubes to put the nuclear waste in. Fluid pipes didn't connect to this radioactive waste barrel, and I had to put the barrel on top of the pipe. It didn't shoot into the side. So that's that, but these now appear to be working. It's really strange. It took me ages to figure it out. I've been messing around for the best part of 2 hours trying to figure out why I couldn't get any power down here, and it just drove me nuts in the end. The good thing is I should be able to reuse that node for this machine, because it looks like that is either the input or the output. So I should in theory be able to do that, or not. No, because it needs to be up one, doesn't it? Perhaps if I put it there like that, then we can utilize that. Now this has already had power in it because I was using it to experiment with. But yeah, it was just one of these, two of these nodes that were showing the red line but weren't actually connected, and it just drove me nuts in the end. So what we need to do is take the radioactive waste out of here, put it into the Isotopic Centrifuge, and that creates plutonium in the short curlies of it, and that plutonium then needs to go into a radioactive waste barrel. So we shall preempt that with that, but we do need some more pressurized tubes to push on the input. That actually might be the input. Let me just make some more pressurized tubes, and then we shall know. I'm not currently affected by any sort of radiation. Yeah, I have a feeling that is probably the input, so let me just break that. So if it goes in the bottom, it's more than likely going to come out the top. Now I did make a configurator, a mechanism. That's got nuclear waste, and it's not going in the machine. So therefore that's the output, not the input. Now I should be able to turn this around if I just wrench it. Now it's going in. Okay, and then we should be able to get that out of there, store it into that. So that is plutonium. Now, interestingly on these, it does say it's got a decay rate. So these radioactive waste barrels aren't foolproof. Doesn't actually tell you what it is. Has all that gone in there? Oh, it might be in the pipe. Oh yeah, the pipes. These pipes store a lot, as you can see there. There's 266,000 millibuckets in that one segment alone. So I'm guessing that is going to give off radioactivity because it's not in the waste barrel. Has this finished processing? It has. Now that's only a plutonium, so that is only half of this stage. So the solar neutron activator, we need one of these, and that also uses nuclear waste for polonium. So let's just stop that machine. We'll turn it onto redstone signal, which does mean that pipe's going to hold a hell of a lot. But we'll see whether that gives off radiation or not, any radioactivity. We'll go and make the solar neutron. Now, I do need a radioactive waste to do that, and I've just used it all. Sure, I saw one. Yep, creative waste. So we are going to need to make some more. Now, I've been making the creative waste in here, so there should be quite a bit up here, and there is. So we can throw this creative waste in the compactor over here, and that should make the other creative waste. Now I did have to filter this because it did put this creative waste into these solar cookers. It didn't do anything with them, it just took the slot up. So I did filter this card here to ignore, so deny creative essence going into those. Now with this creative essence, we craft it with the organic spores and the this creative essence again. Right, so that's a stack of organic matter, so we'll let that churn away. Probably could do with this setup being a bit closer to the other stuff rather than it being way over here. So that should give us our waste that we need to create the solar, as it's solar neutron thingy, what's it? Yeah, solar neutron activator to make that. Right, so we need basically this waste here to go into the solar neutron activator, so it needs to be off the floor. Right, that's gone in. Oh, that actually doesn't require power. Right, okay. So that is quite a lot. Now, in the machine, it's probably going to decay and give off radiation, so we need to get that into the solid form. And we do that in a PRC, so this needs water. So we probably need 2 PRCs, because I'm betting that does the same at that side as well. Yeah. So we need 2 PRCs and a sink. So we're going to need 2, let's see. So we need 1. We put 1 here. And 1 here. We can use the sink in the middle maybe to fill up the water slot. Fluids, inputs. It's not automatically pushing in, so we can just offset it 1. Use a fluid cable and do it that way. Should be water in there, that's okay. Now I'm pretty sure I tried this already, but I'll just try it again. Yeah, they don't connect to that side, so they connect to the bottom or top of the radioactive waste barrels. Not sure that we need the radioactive waste barrels now. Right, this should work. I just need to use the configurator on the pipe to pull the gases out. Might have done it. That's it. So there's the plutonium. This thing needs power. We need another node for that. Looks like we're going to have to use 2 nodes here. So we need 2 more energy cards. And on the down slot we insert onto both. And then we just need to link them up. They should be close enough to that, hopefully. Yeah. And yeah. Alright, so that is not making anything. So have I got that recipe wrong? No? Water? Plutonium? Oh, it needs fluorite. Right, okay. Need some fluorite. Forgot about fluorite. I knew probably had a use somewhere along the line. I'm probably going to have to crush this to get the dust. Is that the same for the Polonium too? It is, yeah. Oh, was that the Polonium I was looking at, wasn't it? So is it the same for the Plutonium? Yes. Now, in terms of ratio for the SPS casings, what we're going to need more of? So we need more polonium than we do plutonium. So we'll put that in there. Not sure how much it uses per. Let's have a look. It uses, oh, that says 1,000. And that says 1,000. Definitely using 1,000. That's dropping by the 1,000. And that gives out spent nuclear waste. Now, I don't think you can do anything with this because I haven't found a use for it. So we need to void that. While that's doing that, let's get this side running. So that is a polonium. So that's what we want more of. So let's get the polonium into this machine. Did that come out? Yes, it did. And that also needs fluorite. So we need a trash can basically for gases. Oh, that's a point. Can we trash it? Do have a barrel that we can put it in. Let's just try that. Because it has to go in the top or out the bottom. So we'll just ring that round. And does this pull out the spent nuclear? No, that doesn't. So is that a fluid? Is the next question. That doesn't connect to that anyway. But does it pull it out? No. Maybe the sides? Yes, spent nuclear waste. Right, okay, so it has to come out the side. So that will go into there like that. Oh, the side. Right. That could be a bit tricky. So we couldn't get it out the front. Is that just a configuration thing for... So you can only put liquids in, so it's not fluid. Let's do a gas output. Yeah, that works. Okay, that's now put all the spent nuclear waste into that waste barrel. Oh wow, there's absolutely bucket loads left in there. So let's pull out the fluorite from there and we'll pop it in there. I don't have storage for this yet, so I'm just going to drop a storage drawer down, drop a couple down, take that out of there, pop it in there, and we'll do the same with the plutonium. So yeah, there's a little bit left in that. Can we extract that back up into that? No, put it in the pipe. Oh, that's because that's set to extract. Yeah. So if we leave it like that, then that will stop it from causing any radioactivity. And this has got a long way to go. So we need to crunch some more fluorite. For the fluorite, if we have a spare side to put it in on, which we only have the front, might work. Let's have a look. Yep, that works. So that's fine. We don't have an auto output. We're running out of sides on this. We could probably use a laser IO node on this actually, and do it from one location. So that's all in. So that should be fine. I don't know if there's something to measure like a Geiger counter or something like that to measure radioactivity. There is. Is that a mechanism one? It is. So let's go and make that if we can. That's lead and a basic. That's fine. Oh, that's for the mecha suit body armor. So no, that's not something that we're going to need. So I don't know if that's good or bad. Probably means I'm going to die soon. So apparently 99.999 NSV/H is the normal background radiation in the world. So that's not a bad thing. That's exactly a normal thing. But I think we'll wrap this episode up here. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know how long it's going to be. And we shall carry on next time. So, yeah, I'll see you later. Stay safe and be good.